today I'm going to need a scale, and we are going to be using these retort bags. I've blown a few of them up because I didn't properly research it. I've done more research. I kind of got it down. I'm also going to be trying. Now they say you're supposed to use one of those vacuum chamber things, but to be honest, I've been testing out the Magic Seal and it does work really good. I just put the air vacuum on really, really high and it does pretty good. So, this is already vacuum sealed tortillas. So now these bags, they're not Mylar. Oops, I pulled another one out. I didn't need to. They're not Mylar. They're basically retort bags. They're a metallic bag. They do have a plastic lining on the inside that's BPA free. Oh, I can't breathe today. It's BPA free and everything like that. It can handle heat, so if you wanted to put freeze-dried foods in here, you could. Although I probably wouldn't, but you could. And then you could heat it back up in these bags, unlike with Mylar. So these ones already have a stamp on it. These are meant for actual MREs. And I have some meat, so we're going to get started on getting these packed up, and then I'll go through the retort canning process with you. Alright, so now we're going to do the meat that goes in this. Now this is basically just hamburger, green chilies, salt, onions, some taco flavoring. It's my version of a Mexican meat, basically. So we need 4 ounces. So I have this set to ounces. This has been cold. Now you want these cold when they go in this machine here. So these have been sitting in the fridge for a couple days. I'm kind of eating at it since Dinko abso-freaking-lutely loves tacos. He could eat them every day. So I introduced him to the Navajo bread. And he's like, it's like chalupas. Kind of, sort of. We'll go with that. Okay. Okay, so 4 ounces, and then we just put those 4 ounces in here, which I'm gonna need help because these things don't like to stay open. I need to get some of those bag holders. Alright, and these are gonna vacuum seal the same way. I want to bring them down a little bit, but I also want it to lay kind of flat. So I want it kind of away from there. Okay, so it's still set because I just finished the tortillas. And it's set at a good level, so I don't need to adjust it. So there's no meat or anything here, none here. It's pretty flat. Make sure it's, always make sure it's on that nozzle. But if it doesn't vacuum like it's supposed to, you're not under the nozzle. Okay, so I usually pull up on it to make sure. Okay. So always pay attention, don't just walk away. Now it's vacuum sealing. Now it's vacuuming. And 30 seconds itself was enough, more than enough to get all the air out. And with these, you have to get all the air out, so you do need something that can really vacuum the crap out of these things as well as seal them. And most people are like, you have to use these commercial ones. This actually works really good. I don't give a crap what they say. They can fight me for it. I don't care. It works, and I'm proving that this works. It seals them, it vacuums all the oxygen out, and it seals them perfectly. So they can argue with it all you want, but here's the proof right there. Now it's got that great big huge band of seal, which is another big important thing. It's got that big thick band, and that is important. I just do the extra one because I'm going to make sure if this thing does blow out, it's not going to blow out at my seam. And that's that. So I'm going to finish packing all these up, and I'll show you how to pressure cook them. Alright, so I'm getting this ready. I'm going to put the bags in sideways. I'm actually still vacuum sealing them, but I'm going to put them in sideways. And so that I can have enough water room, I'm going to put those bags, put these in right here. And then these can just sit sideways I might actually have 2 batches worth. So I'm going to start packing these in here. And I'll be right back. I think you can use a tripod that doesn't shake so much. Okay, so this is how nicely packed it is in here. And you need it this packed, otherwise it starts to expand. And that's when blowouts happen. At least that's what happened last time. And when I'm here, you want it in there pretty tightly. So I have it, my hand can fit. I mean, there's bigger gaps at the top, which is not really that great. I'm trying to fill it in a little bit better than that. Oh, this round. I'm trying to like shuffle it so that there's not as much space, but I can fit my hand between these. So it's loose enough to have some expansion. Unfortunately, it's going to expand where I don't want it to, but I couldn't really get it in there any more than that. So I filled up the water where that spacer was. I put it up right to that spacer. So that should definitely be enough, plus with how much is in there, to achieve the amount of pressure that I need in the pressure cooker. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started now. Okay, so I don't think this is quite how it was meant to work. Some blew up. Like I have one here that actually blew a seal. And it's a good thing I did that. I mean, this one is still intact. It's just all been out of shape. Yeah, there's one. Here, this one started to blow its seal. Excuse me. But it just barely stayed. Just barely. So I'm just going to reseal that with the vacuum sealing. It should hold. But it's still actually closed and sealed. It didn't blow. There's still contents in here. They're pressure cooked. You can come look. Some blew up and some did not. So this is going to be a hot mess to clean up. Yeah. So this one's intact. Oof, these are hot. But you can see something in there is definitely a mess. I don't think it's supposed to be like this. That one's good. Yeah, so I'm going to let these cool off and stuff and clean them up and flatten them back out. Yeah. Oh, look, okay, so these are the ones that came up over here. But then this one, perfectly intact. Look at that. With really long shelf life now. So, mostly successful. We're going to go with mostly successful. You're putting black pepper on your pizza? Okay, I'm putting that on YouTube. So, this is going to be a fun mess to clean up tomorrow. But we'll catch up with you guys when then. So, I totally wrecked my kitchen last night, as you can probably tell. But they were a success. 6, 7, 28, 29, 30. Okay. So I did 30 bags of taco meat, Mexican meat, and 27 survived. Now, as you probably already saw when I did the opening it up part, some of the bags had shifted, and I guess I could have put something on the top, like the little, maybe something I do in the future is put one of these things on the top to kind of hold them all into place, which might not have been a bad idea. So these ones got shifted out of place, so they kind of blew up a little bit. This one you could barely tell. I thought maybe it survived, but this morning I tested it and it didn't. And I guess it came out, it went through both the seams. I mean, it's a really thick seam. So you can imagine how much pressure had to go in there. So it had the opportunity to bubble up and push out. And that's the problem with these things. If you give them the opportunity to bubble up, they will blow out. And then there's this one here. You can see how it kind of bubbled up as well. This This one's more obvious. It really blew out. So, if you don't pack them in right, this is what will happen. So I lost 3 out of 30, which is still really good. And now these have, these will last on my shelves for years. They'll be great for MREs. So I'll definitely be making a video on some MREs. I still have one other cool little nifty trick up my sleeve. I'm just trying to figure out the cooking time on it. And I'm going to get those going too. And that should be really cool. This one is really close to blowing out. But it's still got its vacuum, so I know it's still good. But I'm going to throw it to the heat sealer again just to reaffirm it for the future. They all need to be washed, and I think that because I let them sit out, so a lot of the bags are really contorted from the cooking. Because they all expanded. Yeah, some, you see the 3 that blew out and 2 leaks, so there's this all over the place. And so that was a pretty good success. Okay, so I will put a link to these bags that I picked up. I just got them on Amazon, so I'll put a link to those in the description. And also, I just kind of did a new, I got a new Facebook group. I cannot talk this morning. I'm tired. I got a new Facebook group. I'll put the link to that in the description as well. People are definitely welcome to join. It's about food preservations, emergency preparedness, and basically off-grid living. Even if it's just, part-time off-grid, just camping, I don't really care. Anything off-grid you can join. Anything preparing for any type of emergency, whether big or small, you can join as well. And then, of course, I would love everybody to share their different types of techniques on how they can preserve foods like this, because this is really cool, and there's not a whole lot of videos or explanations on this. I remember Rose Red doing one where she said her thing couldn't vacuum seal it, and all the ones I saw said you have to have this commercial vacuum chamber thing. Magic seal. I did it with the magic seal. No air, perfectly sealed. 3 blew out, but that was logistics, not anything to do with the sealer. So magic seal works. But yeah, I'll put a link to that in the description as well. I'm all champ. I am a champion. Okay, I know I'm weird. Anyways, so I'll put the link to all these things in the description, including the Facebook group. It's a brand new group, so there's only a few people in it right now. Definitely welcome to join. There's some questions about don't be toxic. Do you plan on following the rules? Do you actually plan on following the rules? Mostly it's just because I'm just so tired of all the toxicity on social media. So I'm creating a group that I know I can weed out all the toxicness, and hopefully the people that do remain are the nice, friendly people that we want to have in our lives. That way we have a nice community of people to lean on and talk to that are not going to sit there and be judgy and just talk down to everybody, because that accomplishes nothing. So I'll put the link to all those in the description, so definitely check them out. And this is definitely one of going to be my new favorites. And these aren't very cheap either. It was like $60 for 100 of these. But the shelf life on these is going to be awesome. So, and then unlike the jars, some people say they have their seals break. I don't usually have that issue. Once it's sealed, it's sealed. I've had them not seal from the start, but I've never had them break a seal. But I guess they just don't last that long for me. So it's never been an issue for me, but other people have said they've had that issue, so I'm not going to disregard what they say on the matter. So these ones, however, nice. Well, they're it's like canning, but in a bag. It's a big bag for a small amount, but it's not a bad thing. So definitely check it out. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Bye! Don't forget, if you're liking these videos, to like, share, and subscribe. And also you can ring the bell for notifications, and it'll let you know right when a new video launches. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can subscribe right here. And also, if you want to see all the videos that you have missed so far, you can click right here. There's me. Click right here and it'll send you to my videos in order playlist. You can watch them all as I drop them. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.